Landed suddenly, didn't it? Hey up, it's Steve from the Old Yorkshire Geek, and welcome to episode 105, 10-5, whatever, of Magnificent Mondays. And this week we're looking at Mars Attacks, because that won the poll that I did in the community section. So Mars Attacks from Tim Burton from 1996. But before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell if you're subscribed already. We're live on YouTube and Rumble and Twitch. Don't know why I keep doing Twitch. And what else? Explore the description for links for stuff like merch and my books, which are underneath things. What else? My other channels, my other websites, and all that stuff. And become a member, and you get early access videos and exclusive videos. Become a member like these amazing people. There they are, my top members. Yay, the ones that stick with me through thick and thin. Become a member, and you get early access videos and exclusive videos and all that stuff. What else? Join the chat, join the live chat, and if you've been a subscriber for more than a day, you could join in the live chat. Right, so is that it? I think that's it, isn't it? Right, so Mars Attacks from 1996, directed by Tim Burton, based on the popular Topps trading cards. But I must admit, when this film came out, I'd never heard of the Topps trading cards, but I'm sure lots of people had. Written by Jonathan Gems, and I had to look him up. I thought, that doesn't sound like a real name. I thought, is that a pseudonym? Is it like, for Tim Burton or somebody like that? And it isn't. He's actually a real screenwriter and playwright, and he's British, so there we go. Anywho, starring all-star cast: Jack Nicholson, Glenn Close, Annette Bening, Pierce Brosnan, Danny DeVito, Martin Short, Sarah Jessica Parker, Michael J. Fox, Rod Steiger, Tom Jones, Lucas Haas, Natalie Portman, Jim Brown, Lisa Marie, Sylvia Sidney, Pam Grier. Who else? Am I missing anybody? Let's have a look. Oh, all right. I forgot my name now. Darmok and Jalad at Tanagra. Captain, what's his face from the Reliant? Oh, what do we call him now? Him anyway, him as well. Oh, I'm hopeless, tell you. Anywho, it had a budget of about $80 million. Did just over 100 million at the box office. It was classed as a bit of a flop when it was released, and it didn't do well, but it's kind of gained a following over the years, and most people seem to love this film. They seem to, and rightly so, because it is amazing. I love this film. I said, got the Blu-ray, terrible Blu-ray, not a single special feature on it. It's bloody awful. Even though on the back it says special features. I can't bloody read. It's that writing so small. Where's my magnifying glass got to? Can't find. What have I done with it? Oh God, I'm never going to read it now. Oh, it's there. Found it. Can't read it. You'll know when you get to my age. Where are we? May not be in high definition audio and subtitles may vary. That's what it says for special features. Are there any? Not even any hidden ones. Terrible Blu-ray, but nice picture quality. Anywho, right, so we'll get on with it, shall we? We're not going to watch the film. We're going to go through it in a series of stills, because YouTube would just shut the channel down or whatever. I'll just stop the stream if I just try playing the film. It's a breakdown and review. Don't know a huge amount about it. I know a little bit about the behind the scenes, but not a huge amount. But we'll muddle through, and I'll give you my thoughts on the film as we go. Right, so I shall pop myself down in the corner, and we shall begin. I'm sure I've forgotten something. Never mind. Can't have been important. Oh dear. I may start yawning because I said this last time, the last live stream, I'm getting to that age now where it's past my bedtime. It's only 9 o'clock at night for me. Anyway, right, so here we go. Add it to the stage and we shall begin. I'll definitely get a copyright claim for this because it's Warner Brothers and they're notorious. But anyway, here we go. We get the Warner Brothers logo with a flying saucer coming in. There it comes, look. There we go. Cool. I like it when they do stuff like that. Right, so we begin. I think it tells us where we are here, doesn't it? Does it? Are we going to... Hang on, where is it? It does say somewhere. There we go. 4 miles outside of Lockjaw, Kentucky. I don't know if it was filmed there. I've no idea. Where was it filmed? I haven't got the blooming things up. Never mind. It was filmed in various places, including Argentina, of all places. According to IMDb, anyway. But anyway. Tuesday, May 9th. Don't know what year. Does it matter? A farmhouse. And little does the farmer, this fella coming out, little does he know, there's a blooming flying saucer parked behind his house. He obviously hasn't been round the back. Anyway. So he's taking out the rubbish. And here comes a farmer whose face looks familiar. But I don't know. Let's have a look, see if it says in the cast list. See if it says something like farmer or whatever. Big cast list, though, for this film, isn't there? So it could be anywhere. Could be anywhere. It should have a, order of appearance, shouldn't they? Oh, apparently I'm burping already. I don't know. I don't know. Come on, he should be here somewhere, because he's got loads of lines, so he should say like farmer. It's not hillbilly. It might be, because he's underneath Mr. Lee. That's Mr. Lee, isn't it? So it's just hillbilly. How does I put farmer, not hillbilly? Tommy Bush. Don't know the name. Whatever. Anyway, Winggrace is here saying hello. You've got your little, whatchamacallit, little, I've got Martian figure in front of you. Going, ack. Anywho, right, so he says, what is this Filipino New Year's? He says, you're having a barbecue. He says, I'm not having a barbecue. And then, it does look familiar. Anyway, but then suddenly loads of cows appear over the horizon that are on fire. Kind of cruel, isn't it? Obviously, they're not really on fire. But I don't know if this is based on something that may have actually, been reported, UFO thing. I know there were cattle mutilations, but I don't remember any reports of any of them running around on fire. But anyway, so here they come. There we go. So they're all shocked, obviously, as the cows run past on fire. Yeah. Just a little clue that these Martians are cruel, aren't they? Anyway, and then flying saucer whirring. It takes off from behind his house. Never even noticed it were there, did he? Must have the curtains closed at the back. Anyway, it leaves the earth, and we get the titles, which are, very cool, to be honest. And for some reason, Mars is really close to Earth in this film. Because we've got Earth there, and then bang, Mars is there. And I think they're getting the Mars and the Moon mixed up. Anyway, look. I don't think Earth's not that big in Mars' sky, is it? Should have been moon attacks, shouldn't it? Anyway, never mind. It's only a film. Right, so anyway, all the Martians are coming. The CG, I think, are these flying saucers. Some of them that we see in the film are models, but I think most of them are CG. Tim Burton did want to do all the visual effects in like stop motion, honouring like Ray Harryhausen, who did Earth versus the Flying Saucers. The Flying Saucers in this are very much like the Flying Saucers that we see in Earth versus the Flying Saucers. Great film. I'm sure it's on streaming somewhere. There's 2 versions. There's the original black and white one. There's a coloured version, which is not bad. Not a bad colour version of it. Anyway, so here we go. So we're going through all the credits, because the credits go on for ages. Because there's loads of people in it. It's all the Martian fleet heading to Earth. Christina Applegate. She's like, front and centre in the credits, but she's hardly in it. She's like 3 lines, not many lines, but anyway. Jack Black, Paul Winfield, that's what I was thinking of, Paul Winfield. I couldn't remember his name. Plays General Casey. Anyway, so here come the Martians. And cool music by Danny Elfman. Very Danny Elfman music. very 50s. It's obviously based on 50s, B movies, from the music to the even the uniforms. Apparently, that the military wear are more based on what they wore in the 50s rather than the 90s when this came out. But anyway. There you go. Based on the Mars attacks, a property of the Tops Company. I bet Windgrace has got them all. I bet he has. Right. Anywho, I like it when we cut to the White House. There we go. Get the Mars attacks. Cool logo. But then we cut to the White House and the music goes. Obviously, harking to 2001. A Space Odyssey. Anyway, Washington, D.C. Oh, Wingray says, I don't have any of those cars, to be honest. As I said, you might not have been here at the beginning. I said, when this film came out, I'd never even heard of them. I'd never even heard of the Tops, Mars Attacks, Tops trading cards. But anywho. Right, so here's Jack Nicholson in first of his 2 roles in this film. For some reason, I'm having like a Mandela effect, like I often do, that he played 3 roles in this film, but he doesn't, he just plays 2. One as the president, whose name I've forgotten. That's James something or other, does it say? I bet it just says president. No, it's President James Dale, and then he also plays somebody else later. Anyway, here he is looking at photos. It's not going to show us. There we go. Looking at photos taken by the Hubble Space Telescope. Kind of reminds me a bit of Independence Day, which came out, I think, the same year as this, didn't it? 96, I think it did. So looking at the photos, and they're all like wondering what they're going to do about it. And Martin Short there as the press secretary. We've got Pierce Brosnan as his science advisor. What did you think the third one was? I don't know. I couldn't remember. I just got it into my head that he played 3 parts in this film, and I couldn't remember, what the third one was. Because I'm an idiot and I'm stupid and I'm senile. And here's Rod Steiger as the other general, whose name I can't remember. Rod Steiger. General Decker. What if he's named after Fred Decker? Anyway, so they're all saying it's, apart from General Decker, everybody's saying it's a cool thing and it's a momentous occasion, but General Decker wants him to go to DEFCON 3 or whatever. But there's Paul Winfield as General Casey. But it's all, I think it's going to be a cool thing. Obviously, it's not, because we all know aliens have never got our best intentions at heart, have they? But right, so meanwhile, there's Glenn Close as the First Lady. She's always wanted to redecorate the White House for some weird reason. And Natalie Portman plays their daughter. I can't remember her name. Libby? It's not Libby, is it? Where is she? Taffy. There we go. That's Taffy. Who keeps telling me it's not your house. But anyway. She's the only one of the main characters, apart from Lucas Haas, who's kind of sensible. Everybody else is mental a bit. But anyway, so she's wanting to do a thing and photo. Anyway, over in Las Vegas, lots of characters, lots of locations to get through. Here we are in Las Vegas in the Pyramid. So we're going to meet Jim Brown. There he is. I can never remember the character names. I'm bloody useless. Hey, Jim Brown. Byron Williams, former world heavyweight champion, who's now obviously bit down on his luck now. He's working in the casino, just walking the floor and keeping people happy and getting them to put quarters into the one-armed bandits, into the slots. Anyway, so then he's on the phone to his wife, ex-wife in this, but they're still in love. They wanted to get back with her. I'm not sure why they got divorced. I think that it suggested that after his boxing career ended, he ended up becoming a bit like muscle for like gangsters and stuff, and beating people, a bit like Rocky in the first Rocky film. And he had lots of demons, and he's turned his life around, and probably that's why they got divorced. And he's on the phone to her. It's not going to show it, is it? Oh, there we go. There she is. The lovely Pam Grier. I think she's one of the most gorgeous women ever to have walked the earth, Pam Grier. Anyway, so he's talking to her on the phone. That's his boss who keeps eyeing him, saying, get off the phone and all that stuff. Meanwhile, here's Jack Nicholson in his other role as Artland, who's like, I don't know if he's doing like a scam or if he's an actual businessman. I'm not sure, but like a property developer who's wanting to open up like a hotel in Las Vegas. And Annette Bening, I think it's hilarious in this. Annette Bening plays his wife, and I don't know what she's called either. Annette Bening, where are you? Barbara Land, who's a former alcoholic. Is that a recovering alcoholic? That's what you call them, don't they? So that's why she's looking, saying, "Do you have to drink in front of me?" And he comes up. My favourite line, which I'm always saying to my son, which I'm just gonna play it. Hang on, where are we? Got to find it. He says, "Do you have to drink in front of me?" And there we go. You're an adult. Cope.
You're an adult. Just cope.
That's what I'm always saying to him. If he starts going on at me about stuff. Anyway, so she's into crystals and all hippie stuff, and she's saying, "You're destroying the earth." So he just gives her some casino chips and says, "Go play our anniversary." But anyway, there you go. So off they go. Then remember in New York, there's the Twin Towers, where we meet Sarah Jessica Parker. I don't know the names of hardly any of the characters in this film, and I've seen it like 1 billion times. Natalie Lake. She's got like I don't know, like one of these afternoon TV shows, like The View, one of those kind of shows, light-hearted chit-chat shows. So she's got one of them. She's a bit ditzy. She's got a dog, like a chihuahua or something. Right. This character, I don't know the name of the character, but is a producer or something. I don't know, a director of the studio. But it's Martin, isn't it, of Stargate SG-1? At least I think it is. See if I can recognise his name. Probably won't be able to. Going down. Is it Willie Garson? Is that him? Is that? Have a look. Yes, it is. It is Willie Garson. Yes, it is. Yes, there he is. Martin from Stargate SG-1. Yes, Martin is Willie Garson. Yes. There he is. So he's in a movie as well as a TV show. Right. Michael J. Fox plays Natalie's boyfriend. Has he passed away? Oh, yes, I think I remember something about that. Very sad. Michael J. Fox as Natalie's boyfriend, who works for a rival network. He's like a serious, news reporter. But anyway, he's here on the phone to her. She's saying they're going to interrupt her show with an announcement. He's saying she'll be talking to us. Anyway, so he's announcing to the world that we are not alone in the universe. So there we go. It's all very exciting. Meanwhile, in, I don't know, Kansas, Kentucky, wherever, I don't know. Oh, excuse me. I don't know if it actually says. Oh, there we go. Perkinsville, Kansas. At Donut World. This is where Richie, remember his name, Richie, played by Lucas Haas, works. There he is. He's watching the news. He's obviously bored. Mustn't get many customers because they've still got lots of donuts. What time is it? 4:30 in the afternoon. Anyway, so everybody's watching it all over the world, even in Vegas. There's Danny DeVito, totally ignoring him. Hey. And Josh Temple's here. Yay! Never here, Maddie's here. Harpoon at the ready. You haven't missed anything. But get ready to harpoon some of these pesky Martians. Windgrace. In a few years, Iron Man will be sitting up there. Up where? Trying to think now. Where have we seen Iron Man sitting? And I can't remember what we just looked at. On top of that donut. Yes, on that. Yes, they were in a donut, weren't they? Maybe, I wonder if it's the donut that Homer Simpson stole, because he wanted his giant donut, didn't he, in that episode? Anyway, so there's I forgot her name already. Barbara. Doing stuff. There's Galaxy's gonna be world class. That's how he talks. I don't know why he's playing two roles. I remember Tim Burton saying when he contacted Jack Nicholson, and he says he sent him the script, and Jack Nicholson said yes. Says which role do you want to play? He says I want to play all of them. So obviously he couldn't, but he just played two of them. So maybe that's why he plays more than one role. But I said I got it to me that he played three. But obviously not. Right, so there you go. It's in the papers. Martians. Oh, that's Natalie's dog. It's always barking. Quite annoying. But she goes, shush. And it shuts up. There we go. Right, so she's on the phone. Her producer's telling her that the president's science advisor is going to be on her show, doing an interview with him. And he's saying, why ain't it on my show? And she's saying, well, it's not my fault your people aren't fast enough. So, anyway, Donald Kessler. That's Pierce Brosnan. Right, so, back in Kansas again. Here's Richie coming up. Living in a trailer park next to, I don't know, a farm or something. I don't know. Here's where we meet Jack Black as, I don't know his character's name. Billy Glenn Norris. Who's in the army, and here he is assembling his rifle blindfold for his dad, who's played by Joe Don Baker. There's Sylvia Sidney as Grandma, and I don't know who plays the mother. Where we're looking, Norris, Grandma Norris, Sue Ann Norris, Olan Jones. Oh, weird name. Does ring a bell. What have I seen her in? Because she's got one of those faces where you think, I've seen her in something. What have I seen her in? Edward Scissorhands, not that, because I don't like that film. I think I've seen it once. I don't remember much about it. Dunno. It's been in loads of stuff. Not Truman Show, she were in that. X-Files, she were in that. Maybe that's where I remember her from. She was in an episode of The X-Files. Did she play the ghostly nurse? The one that came to Scully? Maybe not. I don't know. I can't remember. I don't think she did. Anywho, so he's assembling his rifle blindfolded because they're proud of him. They're proud of Billy Glenn. So there we go. But they're not proud of Richie. But he's going to be the one, spoilers, that saves the world. Anyway, look, Kentucky Fried Cattle. They're reading the Weekly World News. Kentucky Fried Cattle, which we saw at the beginning. What else does it say? Something. 2 aliens found holding hands with president. I think they're actually. There were a photo going around many years ago, wasn't there, with like aliens holding hands with somebody. Were it like Eisenhower or somebody meeting an alien? Obviously a fake photo. I'm sure it was something like that. I can't read it. It's too small for me. Anyway, he's brought some donuts. He says, are they fresh? He says, fresh baked Monday. Richie, that's 6 days ago. Anyway, Grandma's a bit senile, but, she's cool. Probably the coolest character in the film. As in, cool, great. And funny as well. Muffy is her cat, a stuffed cat. She lives in a home, by the way. She's obviously just visiting. God knows what that is drinking. Is it just, I don't know. Is it red milk? I've no idea. It's having a good glug on it. Right, so, meanwhile, in Washington, D.C., because Pam Grier and her 2 sons, they live in Washington, D.C., and they're playing this game. Is this a real game, or was it made just for the film? I don't know, but anyway, there they are. They're supposed to be at school, but Pam Grier's a bus driver, and she sees them, and so she stops and says, I've got to make an unscheduled stop, so she grabs them and puts them in the bus. She's going to make sure they get to school. Yes, maybe strawberry milk, yes, I don't Strawberry Nesquik. Strawberry Nesquik. Right, so she's going to take them to school. Meanwhile, this must be Vegas, I'm guessing. I don't know. Oh no, it's still Washington DC. I was thinking it was somebody else. Still in DC, because there's I can't remember his name. Jerry something, in it. Martin Short. Jerry Ross. Who seems to have a penchant for ladies of the night in this. He's always telling them, give him a tour of the White House, and the job gets him stressed. So he's obviously picking up, will not mince words, hookers. But it will be his undoing later on in the film. Anyway, so here's Byron asking for a raise, which he's not going to get. He says, no, you can't get a raise. I could get Leon Spinks or Buster Douglas for the same money, maybe less. So he's not going to get a raise. Meanwhile, the Martians are still on their way. Donald Kessler's getting ready to do his interview with Natalie, and it turns out he's in love with her. He's flirting with her and all that stuff, and their love story is the heart of this movie, you could say. But anyway, so there you go. So she's asking him about the Martians and stuff like that. What could they teach us? He says, quite a lot about Mars, I imagine. But they're all laughing and giggling and flirting, and so there we go. And he's saying she's flirting with him. But anyway. So, but then, while this is going on, there we go, something cuts into the transmission. And it's the Martian, is it the Martian ambassador or the Martian lead? I don't know. Can't remember. It's a Martian ambassador, because he's in red. The Martian ambassador's in red, and I think I think it's supposed to be like the supreme leader, I think, is in blue. So here he comes, giving ack, 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 ack. Have a listen. They were thought about doing actual dialogue for them, but they wondered what they were going to sound like. But in the script, it just said ack, ack, ack. Does it sound on the trading cards? I don't know, but they just went with that, and they just decided we'll just have them saying ack, 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 which works. And obviously, everybody loves it. Anyway, she's scared. They're all, everybody else is amazed, and I says the first time we see the Martians, so they look cool. CG, as I said, originally Tim Burton wanted to do stop motion Martians, but apparently it was going to be too expensive. The budget, if they'd have done stop motion visual effects, it'd push the budget over $100 million apparently. But if they ended up going to ILM and doing CG, most of the effects are CG. Not all of them, but most of them. It kept the budget down. You couldn't say that these days, could you? Bloody hell. Anyway, right, so a science briefing. So telling him what we know about him. It's obviously he doesn't know anything about him. He's kind of just flanneling, really. Saying they may have potentially telepathic powers. I said, oh, really? Potentially. He doesn't really know anything, does he? He's flanneling. But anyway, it says, they're obviously benevolent, whereas we're dangerous, which is the opposite, isn't it? Meanwhile, this scientist has developed a translation device. I'm going to translate what they hear. All green of skin, 800 centuries ago, their bodily fluids include the birth of half-breeds. Rod Steiger's going, what the hell does that mean? Anyway, so there we go. Meanwhile, back at the White House, Natalie Portman, what's her name? Taffy. Taffy's having a wonder about past a bust of JFK. We see that's the JFK room that we're going to see later on. But she bumps into Mitch. There we go. Who's one of the security guards. I were really sad. Spoilers, Mitch dies later on. I were hoping he'd make it all the way through the film, but he didn't, unfortunately. She can't go through there because there's a tour. which is we'll come back to later. That it's setting up that there's tours going on in the White House, which we all know, but it's just telling us that. Anyway, meanwhile at this church, what's going on here? I can't remember. Oh, yes, this is I forgot her name again. Barbara. Annette Benning, there we go. Given that, I don't know what it is. Is it some sort of meeting, like a Alcoholics Anonymous, or is it just a religious thing? I don't know, but I think she's so funny. She just makes me laugh.
I am an alcoholic, but I haven't had a drink in 3 months.
So it's obviously an AA thing or whatever, isn't it? But they all applaud her, and I just like the way she laughs. It just. I don't know, it just cracks me up. Anyway, so she's saying it's amazing, the Martians have come to save us. They go, I think they've come to save us. She's ditzy. Who knew that she'd go on to play Captain Marvel? Anyway, Billy Glenn has volunteered for the Martian detail, so he's heading back to base or whatever. So they're all seeing him off. This is where we meet Christina Applegate. Not ask me the name of her character either. Let's have a look. Where is she down here? Sharona. Oh, my, so she's his Sharona. So he's heading on the Greyhound bus back to base. Anyway, Grandma calls them all Thomas. I know Thomas. Billy Glenn, Grandma. I know Thomas. Anyway, so off he goes. Gives Sharona a big old kiss. She's not. We'll get to it. Never mind. She's obviously a bit of a tart, is Sharona. But anyway, so off she goes. We do see her again later on. Briefly, off he goes. Right. So they're all proud of him. They're not proud of Richie. Take Grandma back to the home. So off he goes, taking Grandma back to the home, and she wants to see Muffy and she wants Slim. So we're going to learn what Slim is later on. There we go. I want to see Slim. She wants Slim and Muffy and Richie. And he goes, I'm Richie, Grandma. I know Thomas. Anyway, press conference coming up. The president's going to answer some questions. Michael J. Fox wants to know, will they be able to have interviews with the Martians? I don't know. Really is. And then we get the famous... Hang on, where is it? This wouldn't pass muster today, would it, this bit?
The Martians have two sexes, like we do.
I wonder what certain members of society think of that part of the film. Anyway, right, so he's taking Grandma back to the old people's home. Here he is. And there's Muffy, her stuffed cat. It looks awful, doesn't it? Not like my real cat. Is she still there? She's still there. I don't know if you can see her. Where is she? You see her? She's decided she's going to sleep on me flag of Yorkshire, my Yorkshire flag over there. Don't know if you can make her out. Torch working. Can you see her there? She's just out of shot, isn't she? Never mind. Dear. Where were we? Oh, and there's Slim Whitman behind. We're going to hear him later. So, off there goes. Turns on the music. Oh no, we're going to hear him now, aren't we? We're going to hear him now.
If you need anything, any donuts or anything, give me a call, alright?
Ooh. Right, so, meanwhile, back in Vegas, Byron's jogging down the middle of the road, which is asking for trouble, isn't it? I don't know why he's jogging down the middle of the road, but anyway, Art pulls up and says, looks like he ain't got no wheels. That's how he talks, isn't it? So gives him a lift. So he wants him to go and beat up somebody who owes him money, and he says, no, I don't do that anymore. I'm trying to get back with my wife. I've turned my life around. Don't do that sort of stuff anymore. I've found Allah. I've given up pork, and I'm wanting to do all this cool stuff. And he's not listening. All he hears is, "So you gave up pork." Anyway, so obviously he's not going to take him up on his offer, but he obviously knows him because he calls him Art. So maybe he's worked for him before. But meanwhile, the Martians are still there. Why they've sent a message of the Martians, and it's translated it. They want, they're gonna meet in Pahrump, in Nevada. So obviously, General Decker wants to take charge of the situation militarily, but the president decides General Casey would be a calmer head. So General Casey is going to deal with the meeting of the Martians in Pahrump, Nevada. So General Decker's not happy. He's getting angry. They're all idiots, he's shouting. And Taffy says, do you mind keeping it down? People live here. Anyway, what's happening here? Where are we now? Here we go. Yes, we're in Pahrump, Nevada, which is where Art Bell used to live. So is that deliberate? Have they picked that location deliberate for this screenplay? Did Jonathan Gems know about Art Bell? No, he lived in Pahrump. Did his show from there, didn't he? Or didn't he? Before he passed away. Josh says, being a Nevadan myself, they chose a crap tasting place to meet. It's where Art Bell used to live. Anyway, so here come all the helicopters. I wonder if these are these real helicopters. They look real, don't they? You never know, though. And anyway, they're all arriving. So there we go. Getting to meet the Martian ambassador. I told you if I never spoke up, things would happen. Everyone in America knows art. Yeah, but as I said, sorry, you were late, weren't you? The writer, this script was written by an Englishman called Jonathan Gems. But anyway, pardon me. But the great Art Bell. Barbara's decided to go and watch the Martians arrive. So you've got all the armies here. They've got the tanks and stuff. Billy Glenn, is thinks he's going to be a hero, but they've got him put in what they call them. Oh, I forgot what they call these now. Them putting cordons up and stuff like that. Whatever they call them, barriers. Anyway, so here we are. Here's the landing area with speakers and stuff set up, and lots of people gathered around. Did we get a view from? No, it might be coming up. So they're all waiting, all getting ready. All getting ready, and there he is with his translation device, and says, it'll be fine. And meanwhile, Barbara's found herself a spot, and there it is, overlooking everything. But anyway, so the Martians are coming, or one of the ships is, so everybody's getting ready. Right. Natalie's waving to Michael J. Fox. I forgot the name of his character already. But anyway, so here they come. To Pahrump. Here it comes. Oh, by the way, we see him again in a bit. Do you think Jonathan Gems were into 60s stuff? Because there's a lot of hippie, trippy hippie symbolism in this film, isn't there? He was born in the 50s. So, I don't know. Anyway, so here it comes. Here comes the flying saucer. Here we go. They're getting ready. Give them room. Is it going to land? Here coming. There you go. The helicopters fly off. Here comes the flying saucer. As I said, the base the flying saucers on the flying saucers from Earth versus the flying saucers, which were done in stop motion because they were Ray Harryhausen. But anyway, these will be CG, and down it comes to land in Pahrump. I wonder if Art Bell's there. Anyway, so out they come. There we go. The ramp comes down like a giant tongue. And we see the Martian ambassador flanked by Martian soldiers. That's not showing us. Here they are, getting ready to meet humans for the first time. So here he is. He holds out his hand. He doesn't do anything. So the general does the greeting, the big circle thing. Does that. They're like, oh look, because the ambassador did that on the transmission he sent earlier on. So anyway, so there you go. Greetings, I'm the Martian ambassador. The thing's working. The translation device is working. it seems. So he greets him back, and they say, "We come in peace." And so all echoes around. There we go. "We come in peace. We come in peace." So this idiot, where is he? There we go. Him releases a dove. There we go. A dove flies. They come in peace. I'm just waiting for that. What if they didn't? Would they just have taken his dove back home? If they hadn't said that. But anyway, the dove takes flight and turns into a really bad CG one. But and the there it is. Look, looks rubbish, doesn't it? The Martian's looking at it. Obviously, they don't like doves or any other birds. Maybe, I don't know. So he shoots the bugger. There we go. And then just all hell breaks loose. They just start shooting everybody because they're not here for peace. They don't. I don't know what they want to be. They just want to destroy. I don't know. I don't know what they've come for. But anyway, they're all shooting and stuff. There we go. And all that. Jack Black's gone to get a rifle, and Michael J. Fox. What's the name of his character? I forgot. I'll find out his character name before he dies. Jason Stone goes running to save Natalie, but there we go. Goes reaches out to Natalie in a minute. Probably gone too far now. I think I haven't. There we go. He reaches out to Natalie. Oh no, maybe it's coming up. Jack Black gets his gun, goes running. Oh, hang on, I've missed a bit. And he's rubbish. He's a rubbish soldier because he goes to shoot and then the clip falls out. So he says, "I surrender," and they just shoot him. So that's the end of Billy Glenn. That ain't happening. So it's obviously, the cameras are still rolling, obviously. There's still a signal going out. But they just happen to see their son get killed by the Martians. Anyway, so they meet each other. There's Natalie and Jason. But then Jason gets got. And there's just his hand left. Which her dog, which I think is called Poppy, I think. Could be wrong, can't remember. Takes it. So anyway, they're carrying off Natalie. And they take the dog as well with the hand. It's a mag, not a clip. Sorry, I apologise, Josh. Anyway, Wingate says, "I miss art. No one else has the same vibe." No. Is that his voice wanted, I think. Knowing the hippie people that are in the desert in Nevada, they would just leave anything they bring out there. Think they'd have more sense, wouldn't you? Anyway, so they're taking prisoners and stuff. Specifically, Natalie and her dog and Jason's hand. I think that's all they're taking this time. And off they go. Where's all the people gone? Are they all dead? Have they just killed them all? Or have they just run away? I don't know. But there's not look to be many people left, does there? As they take off. And she's watched it all as Barbara. So, there we go. And General Decker say, "We should hit these assholes with everything they've got." That's the number one offence in America. What? Calling them a MAGA clip. Looks like Burning Man in Nevada. I wonder if Tilk likes this film. I have no idea. Anywho, so he's saying they should nuke him, is General Casey, and the others are saying, you know, let's cooler heads prevail. But the First Lady says, to kick their ass. But anyway, so he's saying maybe it's just a cultural misunderstanding. Maybe the dove scared them. So he's going to send a message. Because the other fella, the other scientist that invented the translation machine was killed. So he's operating it now. He is now science guy number one because he's got his white jacket on. So he's sending a message, is the president, to the Martians, saying, it's a misunderstanding. Let's come down, let's meet again, and let's try and work things out. And this is where we see the inside of the Martian ships now. And for some reason, they just walk about in their undies. So he's got the message. He's taking it to his boss. Here we see that Here we go. Lots of stuff going on in the background. What have they got here? I don't know. They've got something there. What is it? Oh, it's the bird. The dove. They took the dove that the ambassador shot and they're zapping it. They're making Jason's hand walk about. They're looking at Natalie's, what's in her bag, and lipstick scares them. There you go. Anywho, so he takes the message from the president over to the ambassador. Meanwhile, he's going to go and look. Oh, is he the supreme commander? I don't know, but he comes down, reading a copy of Playboy, and he's laughing at what the president suggested, because they don't want peace, do they? So he's looking at cover girls or whatever, and we see that they've got Natalie in a jar. They're taking most of her clothes off by the look of it. So they're dirty are these Martians. They're obviously sex starved. I don't know, but he's staring at Natalie and doing that for some reason. I don't know why. Anywho, meanwhile, Art is still going on about his hotel thing. He's got some investors coming in. He's arranging having them be met from the airport in limos and with booze and stuff like that. She's come back saying, "I was there. The Martians have attacked. We're all going to die." And I think she's going to start boozing again. But right. So, yes, one of the Martians were killed at in Perump. So they've got the body here. So they're doing an autopsy. Very much. It is very much like the alien autopsy video, isn't it? Which were on the Fox. On Fox, wasn't it? It must have been before this then. Must have been. I can't remember the exact year. Which was obviously a hoax, because I've met the fella that claims he did it. Yes, Frakes should be there. Yes, because he did the not commentary. He introduced the show, didn't he? It does look very much like it, with people looking through little slots and stuff. But anyway, so here we are. So it's just talking a load of bollocks. But the gist of it is they've got gooey brains where the brains should be. It's just that, just green goo. Anyway, right. So this one is the ambassador, but because we see a few of them wearing these red. Whatever they are, dresses. But this one walks in a certain way. You see, it's walking it's got a certain way it walks, like that. So I'm guessing this one we're going to see later on, because we see another walking that way. I don't think we see any of the others walk that way. Right. So they've chopped off Natalie's head and put her head in a jar. She's still alive. Here she is, and they've put the dog's head, Poppy's head, on her body. There we go. So kind of gruesome in a not very gruesome way. So she screams, obviously. Hang on. Missed it. There she is screaming. Oh, muffled screaming. Because they're evil little buggers, aren't they? Anyway, it's Billy Glenn's funeral. They've soon got round to this, haven't they? But I don't know. There must be a passage of time, I'm guessing. I don't know, but it's Billy Glenn's funeral. Big turnout. But I suppose because everybody saw it on telly, didn't they? Saw it on TV. So it's probably famous. So they're all sad. I'll do a salute. And meanwhile, in Washington, D.C., these are Byron's sons playing that game again. They were playing it at the arcade, and they've got it on whatever, I don't know, a home console. So he's on the phone to her again, saying he's coming over to see him tomorrow. His plane's going to arrive at 4 p.m. tomorrow, so they're going to talk to him. And then he says, "Hello, kids, you should go to school. Put your mum back on." So they profess their love for one another, so fair enough. Right, so he's going to get a message through again. They're gonna go to Congress. I think that's what's going to happen next, isn't it? So there we go. So they're getting ready that the Martian ambassador is going to address Congress. So they're already there with the tanks and stuff. There's signs up. Hang on, there's going to show the signs. There we go. No applause. No birds. There we go. No birds. So here comes another, well, maybe the same one, I don't know, but a flying saucer, and here it comes, it lands. And off they go into Congress. So they're all getting ready. The president wanted to be there, but they wouldn't. The Secret Service wouldn't allow it. So the Martian ambassador comes in with his armed guards again, and obviously it all goes wrong because they just kills them all. There we go. I've missed it, haven't I? There we go. Just shooting them all again. Because, never trust the Martians. But anyway. So taking all them out. And and they knock out, I forgot his name, Donald Kessler. They knock him out and take him away. So that the head, they're shooting at him, but obviously it doesn't do anything. She's killing herself laughing, his grandma. They blew up Congress. Anyway, she's hitting the booze again now, is Barbara. So anyway, they take off. So head to the command bunker with all the generals and General Decker. General Casey were killed, by the way. Did I show that? He were killed by the Martians. General Decker's here. So he wants him to sign an authorization to deploy nukes. But we've prepared the order, full use of our nuclear deterrent, but he doesn't want to do it yet. So he says, "To nuke them now, kill!" And he gets cross with him. Does the president? Have I gone past it? Where is it? It tells him to shut up. Just makes me laugh. There we go.
Hell! Shut up! Shut up!
I know how he feels. Winger says, man, the Decker family has a rough lineage. Yes, maybe he's an ancestor of Commodore Matt Decker and his son Willard. Or maybe related to Fred Decker, the director and all that, who did RoboCop 3 and Monster Squad and was a producer on season 3 of Enterprise, I think he was. So it's time to shut up. He's not going to sign that just yet. He's going to find some way out of this in a diplomatic sense and calm the people down by not saying anything. He gives a presidential speech to the nation, and he addresses the nation, but doesn't say anything. Just load of, it's word salad. He's saying, we will have, our outcome will come out, and all this just talking nonsense. Meanwhile, the Martians have chopped up. They like chopping heads off, don't they? They've chopped off Donald Kessler's head. Actually, they've chopped him up into tiny pieces. Not tiny pieces, but chopped his limbs. There was his body's there and his limb. Kind of gruesome. So he's all separate, and his heart's there, all beating. Are his lungs knocking about? Oh no, they're in there, aren't they? But he's still alive. And we see that they put Natalie's head on the dog's body. There's all the stuff going on in the background. They've got a clown there in a jar. A lot of the stuff I've not noticed. I don't know what that is. Can we make that out? Don't know. Something in a jar there. I don't know what it is. We've got a pig in there, and they've got a big brain in there. I don't know if it's a brain of, but it's massive. Maybe it's a whale's brain. I don't know. But have I missed that? There was some weird creature or weird alien. I don't know if I've missed it. It might have been earlier on, or it might not have seen it yet. Whatever. In the background, you see, I don't know if it's an alien, just a different sort of alien, but it's kind of weird shaped. It's in the background, just walking down the corridor. Anyway, if I see it again, I will point it out. And then she's saying, "Oh, you know, I've always had the schoolboy crush on you, Natalie, and I think you're super." And as his neck's dripping blood, look. But anyway, so there we go, schoolboy crush on you. So anyway, meanwhile, I'm trying to work out what that is in there. I have no idea. Meanwhile, back in DC, this lady's arrived. This is Lisa Marie. I don't know what they call her, the character. Let's look up Lisa Marie. It just says Martian girl. Spoilers, she's a Martian. So she comes walking, you know, in that way, like we saw the Martian walking earlier on. Here she comes. Cool. Lisa Marie, obviously, Tim Burton's girlfriend at the time. He would dump her, wouldn't he, in 2 films' time? After this, he did. I think he did. After this, he did Sleepy Hollow, didn't he? And then he went on to Planet of the Apes. And while they were doing Planet of the Apes, that's where he met Helena Bonham Parker and dumped the lovely Lisa Marie for Helena Bonham Parker. That doesn't sound right. Is that her name? Carter. Helena Bonham Carter. Anyway, so here's Lisa Marie. Chewing gum. She's obviously watched Marine Boy. You remember that? Yes, I know. Winggrace. I know I said it wrong. I know. I got there in the end. She's chewing gum because she's obviously watched Marine Boy. She's got oxy gum, but it's NO2, nitrous oxide. So it's like laughing gas then, isn't it? They're not laughing. But anyway, she's there looking at the White House, and here comes Jerry. Obviously thinking she's another lady of the night, wanting to pick her up. So lucky for her, he takes her there. She's there looking weird. Anyway, so in they go. Oh, she does a cool thing here where she does a little shuffle to catch up with him. In a minute, I want to see it. There we go. Creepy. He saw her do it though, did Mitch, and didn't do anything. Anyway, she's got a. There we go. She's got a ring on the finger. That's an eyeball, and he doesn't notice. He doesn't notice. But they're watching through the eyeball. On the ship. So this is where he's going to take her into the Kennedy room. There with the fish tank and all that stuff. So he's not going to waste any time there. He jumps on this bed. And do I make you horny, baby? Do I make you randy? Just like Austin Powers, isn't it? But anyway, over she comes. He's got a drink for her. Anyway, he tries to kiss her. But there we go. He says, "Can we get that gum out your mouth?" And then she just bites his finger off. There we go. Revealing part of her Martian face. Anyway, she spits. By the way, she spat his finger into the fish tank. So he tries running off. You know, and it goes to the phone. I've missed it, haven't I? Have I gone too far? Yeah. There we go. He's phoning for help, but she just kills him. There we go. So now she's on a mission now. She's going to go and kill the president. She gets into the president's room. There's no security. Where the hell's Mitch? Don't know. But she gets in, and there you go, she's watching. And she takes her head off now. Well, not her head, her mask. So obviously the reason why she's got a big hairdo is to hide her Martian head. There we go. This were actually based though on a comic cover or something like that. I saw it on one of the. I actually found a behind the scenes thing on YouTube, so I watched that earlier on. And they're saying this were based on a comic cover from the 90s. Tops, they re-released the cards and they did comics and stuff like that, and they had this Martian girl doing this, you know, taking her head off on the cover of that comic. But there we go. Anyway, so gonna shoot them in there as they sleep. But the dog, which I think is called Rusty, is it? I can't remember. But starts barking. So she kills the dog. She shoots the dog. And then, you know, hang on, there we go. Poor dog. Again, that's based on one of the cards. One of the Topps cards that says, you know, Martian kills dog or something like that. There you go. Misses them two, obviously. And she throws the dog's skull at her. She does. Hang on, here we go. She picks the dog's skull up and throws it at her. Anyway, so the Martian grabs the president. That's a Lisa Marie now. It's Lisa Marie's body, isn't it? Anyway, grabs the president and they back out the room. But then the Secret Service takes it out. I can't say her. I don't know. Whatever. By the way, they learn there's no sexual organs. So despite them being all horny all the time and reading Playboy and other stuff that we'll see, they seem to be asexual. Anyway, so they've sorted that out. So he's angry now. Is the supreme leader. Hits that fella. Goes off. To plan the next thing. All right, full-scale invasion now. I like how they get the uniforms on. Twink! Cool, isn't it? Twink! It's cool. I wonder what... I'd like to have seen if they did any stop-motion tests, what they looked like. Because they made all the figures and stuff. They were really, apparently, quite far into getting ready to do stop-motion Martians and stuff. And they did make some of the figures. Because the fellow that did the big brain, I said there was a big brain earlier on, he saw it to the side, who said he was glad his thing he made the big brain, he was glad he's made it into the film. He says he felt sorry for all the ones that were doing the stop motion figures, because they didn't end up getting used. Anyway, cool, like toy guns, like, what they call them, super soakers, don't they? Anyway, so, this one's getting into this giant robot. It's like something off Sky Captain. Anyway, and this one throws him his lunch pail, look, because he's off to work. Anyway, so they're wondering what's going on. That's that big brain we're talking about there. I still don't know what that is in the background. And that clown's... Does he move at all, that clown? I don't think it is it? Don't know. Right, so the invasion has begun. Full-scale invasion, look. I like this bit. This flying saucer takes... Boy Scouts visiting the Washington Monument. Meanwhile, the next chief scientist has got a face that... I've seen him in stuff, but I can't place him. He's doing the autopsy on the Martian girl, but this is where we learn that it's the gum she was chewing is NO2, and it just says nitrogen, but that's not. It's nitrous oxide, isn't it? NO2. It's got oxygen, laughing gas. In laughing gas, nitrous oxide, stuff that makes your cars go fast as well, isn't it? If you have one of them things. But anyway, it just goes nitrogen. That's how they can breathe. There we go. In our atmosphere. I didn't know there was much nitrogen in the Martian atmosphere. Mostly carbon dioxide, isn't it? Never mind. It's only a film. Anyway, the Martians are coming now, and they're running away because the flying saucers shot it zapped the national, the Washington Monument, which is 555 feet tall. And apparently there's 111 feet below the surface. I don't know if that's true or not, but anyway, it's 555 feet above the surface. And it falls down, but they run the wrong way, so the flying saucer has got to catch it, and because we've got to squash all these Boy Scouts. But that's an homage in itself. That's an homage to Earth versus the Flying Saucers, where the aliens in that take out the Washington Monument. Anyway, so there we go. Full-scale invasion. You can see all the flying saucers out there. They've got to evacuate the president. We can't go that way. There's a tour. This she's funny as well. I bet she's on Saturday Night Live or something like that. I don't know. Let's see if we can find out who she is. Tour guide Timmy. Oh God, I don't know how to pronounce that. Timmy Prulhier. I don't know. What's she done? Mars Attacks, Mad Men, CSI. stuff like that. But she's funny in this. I do think she's funny. Sorry, Josh Temple says, been there. Yes, it is. About 555 feet tall. Yeah. And I said, some people say, I don't know if it's true, there's 111 feet below the surface, which means it's 666 feet in total. Ooh. Anyway, so she's, even though, you know, the Earth is, Mars is invading, she's still getting on with her tour. They don't seem to know what's going on. Can't they hear all the noise? But anyway, she gets shot. But not before that, it says, what's that in the flying saucers and stuff? What's that? She says, that is a portrait of James Monroe. I just like the way she says it.
Is a portrait of James Monroe.
And then she gets killed. Because the Martians are coming through the window. They're coming through the window. So they're shooting people. Take that one out. And because they can be killed. They're not invulnerable until they need to be later on. Anyway. Taffy gets separated from her parents. Byron's sons. Don't ask me the names. They get this Martian's weapons. And they save the president. But not before. This one shoots that one, and this is where Glenn Close comes to a I don't know, kind of gruesome end. I don't know. It's kind of brutal, but I've gone the wrong way. Because the Nancy Reagan chandelier falls on her. It just crumples like a rubber dummy, doesn't she? Which obviously it was. But the first lady is no more. But. Get the president out of there. Anyway, so the invasion moves on to Las Vegas. Here they come. Look, is it? Oh, I didn't. I thought they were a flying saucer. It's a street light, isn't it? But they are coming. This is the hotel that Art's wanting to open, which was a real building, and it just happened to be scheduled for demolition. So they used it in this film. They actually demolished it in this film. But anyway, so he's doing his presentation to his investors. Here we see the flying saucer in the background. I think the shooting, when they're shooting stuff, look, in the background. And they're all like, what's going on out there? Ron Howard's dad's there, isn't it? I can never remember his first name. See if he's in the cast list. Wingrace is telling me now. Rance, that's it, Rance Howard. He's there. Anyway, so he says, what's going on? And there's no way we can lose, he says. And he turns around, sees Martians. The chute is building, and this is where they actually demolish it. I don't know if did they put this in the building, this big globe? Because this comes rolling down. It's where Art meets his demise. By the way, because there we go. The actual building, we've seen the actual demolition of the building. There we go. That globe comes rolling down. Squashes Art. Is it an homage to Indiana Jones, Raiders? I don't know. But anyway, the building's collapsing. Look, down it goes. In real life, but we see that. There we go. We see the globe come out. Is that added? Is that a special effect? Is this a model? Did they do a model demolition just so they could put, or did they actually put it in? I don't know. I don't know if it's real or not. It looks real to me. I don't know. It looks real because the people in the foreground. I don't know, but they did actually demolish that. Apparently it's a parking lot now. Apparently. But elsewhere, at, I don't know, Caesar's Palace or whatever, I don't know. Tom Jones is doing his set, singing It's Not Unusual. I always think of the joke, the Tom Jones joke. Fella went to the doctors and said, Doctor, I can't stop singing My Delilah. He says, oh, you've got that Tom Jones syndrome. He says, it's not serious, is it? He says, it's not unusual. Anyway. So he's singing away. I don't know what happens to these backing singers, but they just disappear in a minute. He's on the phone to his wife, gets cut off. There we go. all hell's breaking loose. Yes, Barbara says she's got a plane loaded with supplies on a airfield that's over the freeway. She says Art's dead, by the way. She doesn't seem that bothered. And he says, think he'll fly to Washington, D.C.? He says, why? I want to go to Tahoe. She wants to go to Tahoe. The caves in Tahoe, because it's remote. Anyway, there we go. That's me. The lights go off, so they're singing away. The lights go off. We see an arm of one of the singers. There we go, there. And it goes down. And then suddenly, bang, the Martian's there. What happened to him? I don't know. Maybe they were Martians all along and they're transmogrified. I don't know. Anyway, so they start shooting. He's running away. And he's saying, everybody get out. There we go, girls, get out. 'Cause it's Tom Jones and he's brave. So he comes running out with a great line delivery coming up here.
There's a Martian right behind me.
It's fucking stupid. Anyway, so where Danny DeVito comes along. Hey, it's Tom Jones. It ain't unusual. So anyway, but all hell's going to break loose. So they're going to go running off. That's where we meet Cindy, who's very memorable. Josh says, I live near Tahoe. It's a great place to go. I'm less than 30 minutes from there. Cool. Just down the hill. Very good. In the UK, like 30 minutes is like miles away. Anyway. So they're gonna head for the plane. Meanwhile, the Martians are just blowing everything up. Oh, there they are. They're running for the plane there. As things blow up around them. Back at the trailer park. Richie says he's going to go and save Grandma. And he says, you're not going anywhere. You're going to stay here and protect this trailer. I don't know why he's got a thing on his nose. I don't know. Is it? Does he think he's... I don't know. But they ain't getting the TV, she says. The president's fed up. The president of France is on the phone to him. Hello, Maurice. Ça va? And it says they've negotiated a settlement. The Martian ambassador's there and says, no, get out of the room. And obviously, they're all going to die. And it shows the Martians taking out the Eiffel Tower. Yay! Every disaster movie has got to take out Paris, hasn't it? It's the rules. Vegas and Disney are both about 8 hours from me. What's 8 hours from? What, by road? I think 8 hours from me is like, I don't know, the other side. Yeah, I could be like in London, and 8 hours away I'd be like somewhere up in Scotland, the other side of the UK. Because we're on a little island. So they've taken out Paris. Now they're still headed to the plane. General Decker is going to get him to sign the order to they've got to do the nukes. So they're going to fire a nuke. Here it goes. 3, 2, 1, fire. Off goes the nuke to blow up the Martians. I mean, they've got like 1 million ships, but they're just going to blow one of them up. Here it comes. They pull a lever. There we go. See the missiles coming. Or is it a missile? So out this comes. I like the animation on this, by the way. It's kind of quirky. And it blows up. It connects with it, and it blows up. But it just... I'm going to show it. Where is it? Here we go. And it just sucks in all the nuclear explosion into that big balloon thing. Whitgrass says, I'm in New York, and 8 hours from me is New York City. There you go. So, New York State's probably about as big as the UK, probably. I don't know. In Nevada, we measure distances travelled in time, not miles, as most things are hundreds of miles away. Yep, because America's big, innit? But anyway. yes, it sucked up the nuclear explosions. Off it goes, back in, and he just breathes it in because now they're on screen sending a transmission for some reason, and he just breathes it in like it's helium, and they starts laughing in a squeaky alien voice, going. So like. Meanwhile, the House of Parliament's going to get blown up. Yay! I also cheered in V for Vendetta when that happened. There goes the Queen Elizabeth Tower. I'm just shaking my head because it was originally called St Stephen's Tower. But never mind. They changed the name to the Queen Elizabeth Tower. It's not Big Ben. That's the bell inside, or one of them. The Martians change Mount Rushmore into Martian heads. I wonder, at the end of, what it's Superman 2, where Zod and Non and Ursa changed Mount Rushmore into their heads. I wonder, did it ever get changed back? I can't remember. Anyway. Wingard says, yeah, don't ask me distance, ask me time. Time is it? I know what you mean. And Nevada is a mountainous, barren state. But beautiful. Anyway. So, what we're at the Taj Mahal. Yeah, we're showing some Indians praying. But we're at the Taj, just, I don't know, establishing shot. Some Martians are at the Taj Mahal having their taking a photo just as it gets blown up, as it shoots there. Psh, snap. Ack, ack, ack. Meanwhile, on Easter Island, are these supposed to be Easter Island people? I know him. What have I seen him in? This is obviously a scene from another film, but I know his face. I can't remember his name. What have I seen him in? Oh, never mind. Yes, they're using the Easter Island, what they're called Moais statues, Easter Island statues, as bowling pins. Yay! I've got that on an animated GIF. Because the little tinkers out there. Meanwhile, then we cut to there we go. Godzilla. It's not really happening. They're just watching the telly of the Martians. Then they're going to watch Dukes of Hazzard. There we go. So they're relaxing. Meanwhile, Sharona has found herself a new chap. So there we go. So there she is. Look, and so she not mourning Billy Glenn for very long, was she? But obviously, Martians outside watching, steaming up their space helmets. And luckily they've got windscreen wipers. Hilarious. Look she's got. Oh, the Zodiac of Sex. Oh, anyway, so he's going to going to get Grandma. So off he goes. Luckily he does. Because this giant robot's coming. There it is. You see it there. Look. And out of all these trailers, I think the two it picks up are the ones with Rich's family and his mum and dad, and the one with Christina Applegate and her new boyfriend. I think that's what the ones that pick up. But hang on, don't want to miss it. I've got to pick that one up. As we see, yeah, just pick that one up, and I think the other one. I'm guessing it probably was. I don't know. In my head canon it is. And just smashes them together. So I'm guessing they're all dead now. So his family's dead now. Apart from Grandma. Anyway, back in Vegas, they're nearly at the airfield, but Danny DeVito's saying he's led us down a maze. I'm going back to the hotel. I know I can't do an impression of Danny DeVito. So Danny DeVito goes his own way, much like Fleetwood Mac. And he comes across a little Martian just pootling about, just looking round, and surprises him up. And he say, "No, I surrender. I'm a lawyer. If you're going to take over the world, you'll need lawyers." And he says, "Here, have my watch. It's a Rolex." But the Martian shoots him. There we go. in a little mushroom cloud. A cool ending for Danny DeVito. But then the Martian gets killed. There we go. By Barbara. Because she liked him. She liked Danny DeVito's character. Meanwhile, Richie's being chased by the big robot. The big Martian robot. He's going cackling. The Martians have invaded the old people's home. They're just killing people willy-nilly. But they've got a big gun. They just rip out the side of her wall. But she doesn't hear them because she's got her headphones on. She obviously has no peripheral vision either. So I like this because it's they notice that she's not noticed them. So he's like, be quiet. He brings a big massive gun in. But anyway, Richie lures, I don't know if he does it on purpose, but goes through all these power lines, and that takes care of the big robot look, zaps it, and the Martian inside is dead. Well, so that's taken care of that. Have they just got that one? They must have. Anyway, so they're bringing the big gun in, they're going to point it at Grandma's head. There we go. That's overkill. But it's obviously still not noticed. But anyway, here comes Richie. She goes, Grandma! And she turns round and pulls her headphones out of the there we go, out of the thing, and then we start hearing Indian Love Call. And the Martians can't stand it for some reason. I don't know why. And it makes their brains explode. Look, like that. So we found a way to kill them. Just play Slim Whitman at them. So anyway. Meanwhile, back at the bunker, the Martian, I think it's the Supreme Leader that's coming out, I think. I can't remember. I think it is. They're coming. There's Mitch. Oh, look, he's got his arm in a sling, but he's still going. So I hope Mitch makes it out of here, but he doesn't. But here they come. They've already got the door ready, look, because the door's just going to burst open now. There we go. So here comes. It's the Supreme Leader chap. Oh, wow, we saw a ball. That ball rolled in, and they all ducked for cover, thinking it like some Martian grenade, but it's just a snow globe. So they're all laughing. So now he does a bit of a speech. Afterwards, General Decker just opens fire on him. Says, we'll never surrender. We'll fight to the last man. And he's shooting at him. There we go. But obviously, bullets don't work this time. They have every other time, but not this time. And instead of just killing the general, they shrink him down. Meanwhile, this fella's just standing there, not doing anything. They shrink down and even Mitch. They're not. You'd think they'd be shooting, wouldn't you, just in case? But they're not. But he shrinks down General Decker, and then squishes him. Thusly. Blood and everything. So that's the end of General Decker. So they're gonna, shooting everybody else. But first he's does a little speech as the president. Why be enemies? We should join together, Earth and Mars together. Imagine what we could build, how strong we would be. There you go. Why can't we all just get along? And there we go. And the Martian has a little tear rolls out of his eye, and he goes to shake his hand, but it's not a real hand. Oh, for Pete's sake! There we go. It's a fake hand that comes off, and it's kind of reminds me a bit of a Cybermat, from Doctor Who, proper Doctor Who, back in the 70s. What Cybermen used. Anyway, it runs round his back and stabs him through the back. There we go. So that's the end of the president. So there we go, dead. So both of Jack Nicholson's characters are now no more. And a flag comes out with it. I presume that's the Martian flag. It's nothing to do with the address for Earth on Stargate. It's just coincidentally similar. But also, because pyramids on Mars. a little reference to that. Anyway, off they go. Their job is done. We also saw Mitch get killed, by the way, which I was a bit miffed with. Let's go back and see. Because I didn't want Mitch to die. I wanted him to survive. Where is he? Come on, Mitch, where are you? I think that's Mitch, actually. He throws himself, in front of the president. Come on, Mitch. There he is. Look, poor Mitch. There we go. I wanted Mitch to survive. To protect Taffy and all that. But no, he don't. Anyway, so that's the end of the president, and their job is done there. So off they go. Right, so the Martians are still doing their stuff. But Richie now has got big speakers in the back of his pickup truck. So him and Grandma are driving round, playing Slim Whitman at high volume and killing the Martians. Don't do this poor... they shot him, didn't they? So don't do this poor motorbike fella any good, but never mind. Right, so they're at the airfield. So they get to the plane. And Byron says, get the plane started, I'll open the door. Cindy's helping him out. They get to the radio station. Richie and Grandma get to the radio station and start playing Slim Whitman over the air. So I'm guessing, does it tell everybody? Everybody, tell everybody else. If you're listening, tell everybody else to turn on their radios at full speed, at full volume. I guess he said that. I don't know, but he just starts playing it. And we see the transmission coming out of the antenna. Right, so they open up the doors. We see there's loads of aliens out there, loads of Martians with an ambassador there. So he said, I'll distract them. He said, you'll get to the plane, I'll distract them. Get out and take off. So off they go. So he's going to have Byron Williams, heavyweight champion of the world. So he's going to have a boxing match with the Martian leader of this group. And, sorts them out. But they're too many and they all get him. And it shows that they overwhelm him. Now goes the fly away and look down and the Martians. Someone thought that ripped him apart, but they just leave him on a big X on the ground. Why is there a big X on the ground? I don't know, but there is. It must be his mark. Go lie on your mark, Jim. So we think that's the end of Byron, but spoilers, it's not. But Pam Grier, his wife, I can't remember her name, but anyway, she says, for some reason she's suddenly become psychic, and she says, something's happened to Byron. And that's it. Why? I don't know why they should have that in, but anyway. Meanwhile, the Martians are all dying. Look, there are people walking about with their boom boxes, killing Martians with Slim Whitman. And the army's in on it now. They've got their armoured personnel carrier or whatever with the big speakers on. So, we're sorting them out. And the flying saucers are crashing. This is a practical effect. They built, it's supposed to be Caesar's Palace, I think. And they built a model, and they crashed the flying saucer into it. 6 foot. The flying saucer they crashed into it 6 foot wide. And they contacted Caesar's Palace, and can you give us your dimensions so we can build this model? And they wouldn't. So the fellow that built the model actually went to Caesar's Palace and stayed there, booked a room. Says, I want a particular room. He wanted the room for where the spaceship's going to crash into. And he says he went outside and measured the hotel. I don't know how he did that, but maybe he had a theodolite and stuff like that. I don't know, but he measured the hotel. So they built this model. So this is a practical effect, and they actually did crash it. So into the model. I'm guessing the explosions added afterwards. I'm guessing. And all they're dying. Yes, so we've got a helicopter flying past with speakers on, making their heads blow up. And flying saucer crashing into one another. It's obviously, it's like War of the Worlds, isn't it? But instead of, germs killing the Martians, it's Slim Whitman. Anyway. So this ship's going to crash. They're all rocking about, and they're all, their heads are blowing up, and her head's going to come off now because she's going to slide off the table. Poor Pierce Brosnan, his head's gone off, and her head's coming off as well. Will the dog die now? I don't know, but there we go. It looks fine, doesn't it? It's just got no head. But her body with the dog's head on is busy throttling this Martian. Don't know what happens to that. But anyway, so their two heads are saying, I love you, Natalie, so do I. And they do kiss eventually. They just roll together and kiss. But then we have this shot, which I think is inspired by This Island Earth, when the flying saucer crashes into Earth, back to Earth at the end of that film. It kind of looks like this because it's over the sea, but that had like flames on it and stuff. But I think it looks a bit like it. It's going to go and crash into the sea or the lake or whatever it was. And come on, go on. There we go. And they finally kiss, but they're going to die in a minute. And there we go. The flying saucer in a minute. Come on, bloody hell. There we go. Crashes into the sea. And that's it. That's it. It's a practical effect. This was actually 25 feet across. Well, this one. And they said the only way they could move it, they couldn't build it in sections. They took it to a lake nearby. Somewhere, in like Hollywood, somewhere out there. They took it to this lake. And they couldn't take it in sections and build it there. They had to put it on the back of a flatbed truck thing, One of them big trucks that moves houses about, when somebody moves an entire house. They actually rented one of them to move this flying saucer on. So I bet at the time, there were photos of them, flying saucer being moved down the road. I bet there is. If you look on the internet, I bet you can find images of that. Anyway, so they dropped it into this lake and said they had a hell of a job getting it to sink. They ended up having they weighted it down. They put loads of weights in it, and because it's only like fiberglass and wood and all that stuff. But they ended up having to just the side that's not facing the camera had to take the whole side off so that water would go in, so it'd sink. But anyway, so they did it. And all this background, that background's actually there as well. They just put a fake background up to look like a ruined city. But this lake, they just filmed. He said they just filmed some of Godzilla there. Roland Emmerich's Godzilla. They just filmed some of that there. And apparently the lake was knackered. All the fish were dead. I don't know if it was because of Godzilla, the Godzilla filming or what. I don't know. But they said all the fish were dead, so they had to go in and clean the lake out because it stunk. But anyway, so there we go. So that's a big practical effect in there, and they're kissing. There we go. That's the end of them, I presume, because it sinks. So that's it. That's the Martians are defeated because an animal comes out, a little squirrel or whatever, and the woodpecker comes out, and a tortoise. I'm not going to say turtle. It's a tortoise, and a deer. And out comes Barbara, and I presume this is the Tahoe Caves. I don't know. And Cindy and Tom, and a dove. Tom's going to start singing in a bit. But there we see, looking over, I presume that's Lake Tahoe, with all the flying saucers crashed, and the dove watching on, and whatever they are. Are they sheep? I don't know what they are. Or the goats? I don't know. But yeah, and they're collecting up the bodies. Oh, I'm back at the White House. What's left of the, well, not White House, Congress. Band playing Star Spangled Banner, and it's a mariachi band. I'm sure I remember seeing somewhere. Where did I see it? That there was the only band that would be left would be this mariachi band playing the national anthem, which is quite amusing, I must admit. So somehow, I don't know how, Natalie Portman as Taffy has the American president. There must be none of the government left. There's no continuation of government. She is now in charge, it seems, because she's the president's daughter. I don't know how that works, but she's handing out medals, congressional medals of honour to her grandma and Richie. There we go. And now Richie's going to be her boyfriend, it seems. And there was a little speech saying we should all live in teepees. And that's it. And there we go. Pam Grier. What's her name? I've forgotten her name already. Pam Grier. Where are you? Where are you? Louise. There we go. Louise. Louise is cleaning up her house, and even though we learned that the front of the house is entirely missing, not the house, it's an apartment block, is entirely missing, it still looks tidier than my house. It does. And clean. 'Cause I live in a shithole. Got a dead Martian on his bed, which the dump out. This is where we see that the whole front of the building's missing. There we go. So she's cleaning up somewhere else. Is it this room she's in? Yeah, that's it. Still cleaner, still in better condition than my house. This is where we see that Byron's not dead because he's going to step on this Martian's head. Is that CG'd? It looks CG'd, doesn't it, that? Wonder if it didn't look right when he squished it, because obviously you'd have thought they used a real head, wouldn't you? Anyway, so here it is. We see he's alive. Hang on, where is he? There we go. I don't know how he got to Washington. Did he walk? Did he find another plane? Don't know. Because others went to Tahoe, didn't they? Anyway, so he's there now. And Tom Jones is he's about to start singing, but then they cut away from him. And that's the end of Mars Attacks. A great film. I love Mars Attacks. It's like an hour and 3/4, but it goes by in no time because there's that much going on all the time in the film. There's not a boring second in this film. From beginning to end, it's bang, 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 stuff happening, jokes, amusing things, action. It's just all the time. Really good film. Not Tim Burton's best film, in my opinion. In my opinion, Tim Burton's best film is Sleepy Hollow, but it's up there. Maybe his second best film. But I do like Batman Returns as well. But anyway. So there we go. So that's the end of Mars Attacks. As I said, a great film. A great film. I don't think there's anything at the end, is there? I don't think there is. Let's oh, no, there ain't. Right. So there we go. Oh, steady. So there we go. We will leave it there. So yeah, great film. Go and watch it. It's on, I can't remember. Is it on Amazon and YouTube? I'll put the links in the description. I will have. So go and watch it. If you haven't seen it, it's well worth it. I love it. I love it. And you can get it on Blu-ray. But not this one, because this one's rubbish. It's got no special features at all. I don't think any of them have, to be honest. I mean, come on. Bloody hell. Anyway, right, so we'll leave it there. Done and dusted for another week. What's coming up next? Wednesday, I don't think I'll have finished Star Trek Voyager Season 2 by Wednesday. I keep getting distracted with other things. So it might be top 5 favourite movies of 2001 on Wednesday. We'll see. But Friday, for this Friday's appointment with Fear, we're doing found footage again with Apollo 18. Ooh, so that should be fun. True story, obviously. But anyway, so that's what's coming up. And I don't know what I'm doing next Monday for Magnificent Mondays. I haven't decided. I may pick one of the other films that were a choice in that poll. We'll see. We will see. Right, so Josh says, never seen it. It's alright. You can watch it for free on YouTube. There's a link in the. I've set up the thing. It's on my channel for Apollo 18, and in the links you can watch it for free on YouTube. It's there, so you can watch it first before next Friday. It's fun. It's about Apollo, the Apollo mission that was supposedly cancelled, but they did actually go to the moon, and there's a disaster, and there's sorry, there's life on the moon, so, and it's not friendly life. It is a good film. I did quite enjoy it. Right, so we'll leave it there. So thanks, Josh and Win Grace. Then what else pop in? We had Stream Boo as well. I don't think we've no Justin this time, but never mind. He must be busy doing stuff. Wingrave says Apollo 18 is real, man. Apollo 20, that was the real one that went to the other side, far side of the moon and found that alien spaceship, which is real. And that space lady in it. It's on my website, mercuryrapids.co.uk, in my articles section. Two articles about Apollo 20. I think Y-Files did a thing about it, I'm sure they did. Apollo 20. Anyway. Apollo 18 was... What Apollo 18 Skylab, technically? Or was it the Apollo Soyuz link-up? Can't remember. Right, so, done and dusted. We will leave it there. Yeah, so... Thanks, Wingrace, and thanks, Josh Temple, for keeping me company while I chortle at Mars Attacks. As I said, great film. I love Mars Attacks. So, anyway. So, thanks for watching. Wherever you are, look after each other. And let me get sorted. Wherever I put it, there it is. Look after each other, and until next time, I'll say thee. Unbelievable. Bloody camera and microphone went off. Tell you. Useless. I'm back. Do you know why I'm back? Because Justin's arrived. Come on, just in time for the end. He's been to the doctors, he has. Yes, I'm back. Just to say hello and goodbye to Justin. Hey. Anyway, right. So I am going now. Definitely going now. So thanks for watching wherever you are. Hello and goodbye to Justin. And until next time, I'll see you.